Hello, I'm Hansi Parchment. You're watching Talawa TV with Crystal Davis.
I think the uniqueness of the Reggae Girls is they embody the national motto of Jamaica, which is out of many one people. So when you look at the entirety of the Jamaica squad, you have dark-skinned girls, mixed-race girls, girls who have black and Asian in them. You also have the homegrown players, so like your Bunny Shaw, your Konya Plummer, your Den Blackwood. So what that means in terms of from a grassroots perspective is girls who are born in Jamaica can look at a Bunny Shaw and hear that authentic accent and say, you know, if Bunny can make it, then so can I. Once you hear that authenticity, that raw Jamaican accent, they should be able to look at a Bunny Shaw who's now our captain to say, if Bunny can do it, especially if you come from the same community, the same parish as her, if she can do it, then so can we.
I want to give a big bless up to the reggae girls out there. They ain't believing us. John did. Reggae girls, keep winning, keep inspiring. I know you're going to be great out there. World Cup. Sadella Marley, nothing but love. Bless up from DJ Khaled.
And I'm representing for the reggae girls. You know what I mean? Big up on yourself every time. Especially if you're qualifying for the World Cup back to back. You know what I mean? Sidela, big up yourself. One love every time. You know the thing go. Blessing off a flow like a river. Blessing off a flow like a river. What the reggae girls do? Left them name night earth like a queen. Me have to big up the top soccer team. You know Massacre represent. Jamaica supporting every time. You know the thing go.
Hello, I'm Hansi Parchment. You're watching Talawa TV with Crystal Davis.
I feel like I'm from UK, you know.
See the moonlights on the town. Whoa, I'm getting ready. Talawa TV is in the town. Whoa, I'm getting ready. Got a corner on the telephone. Yeah, this is the Ocean of the Messenger, and you're watching Talawa TV with the host and best. Davis, take it away.
My followers, how are you all? Good afternoon, good evening, possibly good morning. All depends on where you are in the world. Welcome back to another live stream. What is that? Bang on less than 24 hours since my last live stream. And I thought, why not? Let's go ahead and give you guys another live stream. Because you guys have been asking about Ravel Morrison, Mr. Ravel Morrison, and we have some update there to share with you pertaining to Ravel and his now new club. I did talk about Ravel Morrison some 2 live streams ago, so maybe some 48 hours ago. I spoke about Ravel Morrison, Michael Hector, and also Andre Gray as well, talking about the fact that, you know, Michael Hector and Ravel Morrison, they were part of the PFA's summer 10-week training program. And I noticed that a couple of those players there from that particular PFA squad have successfully managed to secure clubs across various leagues. And I did make the assumption that it shouldn't be, the wait shouldn't be much longer until we see the likes of Ravel and also Michael Hector signing deals for their respective clubs. I didn't think that it would happen so quickly because, like I said, that live stream was some 2 nights ago. But as I've said in football, things can progress really quickly. Things can just gather pace within the matter of days, weeks, sometimes, unfortunately, months, and maybe even a year max in terms of the duration of the contract and how long it takes for things to come to fruition. But some good news there as it relates to Ravel Morrison. I know he's one of you guys' favorite, and I know some of you are desperate to see him called up to the Reggae Boy squad. Whether this is going to be the start of a recall, I'll leave you guys to discuss that in the comment section. Make your own minds up. I have my own opinion on whether Ravel Morrison will be recalled for the pending window or whether he will come back to the Reggae Boys squad. But I think I'm gonna hold my horses and wait for this announcement, this pending announcement for the upcoming international break where the Reggae Boys are concerned before we branch off and talk about Ravel Morrison. So as I said, some good news there to share with you about Morrison as it relates to his now new club. I'm going to try and see if I can bring some information up on screen for you guys and talk about things within context. So let me just go ahead and jump right in it as it relates to the club itself. So it is a club in the United Arab Emirates. And yes, I did say it, the UAE. Now I'm thinking, I can't read you guys' mind, but I'm assuming some of you are probably might have already caught wind pertaining to the club that he's signed for and the league that he has signed for. Now, I will go as far as to say I don't know Ravel Morrison himself, and I definitely don't know you guys in the comments section, but I am assuming that some of you probably would have wanted Morrison to sign for a club or a league that is more recognizable to yourselves, something that is probably gathers a bit more luxury. I will say, however, luxury for me within this context is subjective. What's luxury to you guys might not be luxury to Ravel Morrison. Okay, so do keep that in mind as I go along with the live stream and talk about Morrison and his now new club and what it means. For me, I'm looking at it from a probably different angle to you guys. The news broke some 14 hours ago? I think the news on Ravel broke some 14 hours ago, if I get my maths correct. Yeah, some 14 plus hours ago, the news broke over on his new club's Instagram page. So I've had more than enough time to sit and kind of process the announcement and try to make sense of the announcement. And I think I'm probably making sense as best as I can. I don't know how you guys feel about it, but as I said, I'm going to talk a little bit about his new club, where they're at in their league, how they came about, and maybe their forward plan, things that they probably want to achieve in the future. Clearly, Ravel Morrison is center focus when you think about their achievements, what they've already achieved. I will go as far as to give them some applause for what they've managed to achieve in the quick duration there since the birth of their football club. So as I said, for those of you who are just coming in, Ravel Morrison has signed for a club in the United Arab Emirates, so the UAE, and the name of the club is Precision FC. Now, some basic facts there about the club itself. If I can go ahead and get something up on my screen, let me go ahead and how far do I want to go back with you guys? I think I should go ahead and just do the announcement with you guys, and then we could go ahead and look at a couple of facts around the club, where they stand and where they're probably hoping to go in the future. Do bear with me, guys. I won't be long, I promise. I think we'll start off here and read out that announcement there. As I said, the club there based in the UAE, Precision FC, that is the name of the club. I'm going to get into where they sit in the league, and I'm going to share my opinion on why I think this probably makes sense for Ravel Morrison. Some of you probably disagree. I'll be open to listening to your opinion. So the caption there says, Ravel Morrison joins Precision FC. We are beyond excited to welcome the incredible Ravel Morrison to Precision FC. This is more than a signing, it's a statement, a game changer for both our football club and football in the UAE. Known for his electrifying talent and skill, Ravel brings world-class experience and flair that will help our team to achieve its goals. This is the start of something extraordinary. Welcome to the family, Ravel. I'm going to go ahead and leave that on the screen there for you guys, and I'm going to be sharing a couple more slides with you all, and it will definitely make sense. So they currently compete in the UAE second division. They did, for context, start off in the third division, and they managed to win promotion, and that is where I start to give them the round of applause, because they managed to actually achieve promotion. They sealed promotion within the first year, and I'll give you some evidence of that on screen. I think I should probably take it back to when they made their announcement announcement some over a year ago, around July of last year. They made the announcement there pertaining to their club and also where they'll be starting off with their football. I'm sure you guys can see this on the screen in front of you. If you can't, I'll go ahead and read it for you. It says proud, excited, and everything in between to announce that Precision have been awarded or a license to compete in the UAE Football Association Division 3 Pro League. This achievement only enhances Precision's clear pathway for professional footballers with unraveled facility, game-changing technology, and elite coaching staff. Precision Football really is the region's home of football. If you think you've got what it takes to play for us, contact us on the number below that post there. And another post that they put out in regards to their promotion came quite quick. That post that you're looking at, that one was from July 2023. And you fast forward and you look at May, and you can see where within, call it, I would say within a year's time there, they've gone ahead and sealed promotion. I'm going to go ahead and switch that screen there for you guys so you can take a look for yourselves. Should be able to see this one on your screen, but no worries if you can't. It would help if I remove the headline because it's probably distracting you guys. So let me go ahead and remove the headline. And it does say there, clearly you can see the graphic promoted, and that is when they sealed promotion to the UAE second division, which is where they're currently playing. And it says, "We done it, promotion in our first ever season." Words can't describe how much this means. So it does go back to the announcement there for Ravel, where they talk about, they've brushed on the goals that they want to achieve. Clearly, that's an indication that Ravel is perhaps going to be, perhaps I should say the coach might be looking to build a team around Ravel, or bare minimum, I think clearly he's without a shadow of a doubt going to be one of their star players, definitely one of their biggest names in the squad. I did see a name on their squad sheet that should be known to you guys, but I think I might have to go over to transfer market to remind myself of this player. See if I can bring up his name there. Harry Arter. I'm pretty sure you guys are familiar with Harry Arter. So the two players there in Precision FC, there is Harry Arter in terms of big name players, and Ravel Morrison. And you guys can go ahead and look at them on transfer market. But I'm going to continue and talk about Ravel Morrison's new club. So currently playing in the second division, and they started off, as I said, in the third division, one promotion within their first year. They now sit in the second division. Next up, if for them, if they do win promotion, they could go to the first division, and if they win promotion in the first division, they could go to the top tier, which is the UAE Pro League. And I'm guessing that's what they want to do. Some of you, as I said, have been asking quite heavily about Ravel. I know if we backtrack and look at how things have been for Ravel since his time in DC, it has been a while since he has kicked ball, some well over a season and counting since he has kicked some ball. And let's go ahead and look at how things ended, for context, how things ended for Ravel Morrison with DC. I will say that some of the headlines that I've seen around Ravel's announcement, or the club's announcement, from a couple of the more notable platforms there with regards to traditional media, some of it has been a little bit just typical nonsense articles, really. So I'll go ahead and talk about Ravel and his time at DC United, and it will tie into my next point that I'm trying to share with you guys. So in case you guys don't know how that one ended, before I go on, actually, as it relates to new media and how they're reporting on this Ravel Morrison's announcement, they're going with the typical angle of being shocked. And I was like, well, why are you shocked? I think in years to come, people will start to accept that football in Europe or football in England, particularly your Premier League, for example, Championship, is not the be all and end all. I think as years come, maybe sooner rather than later, people start to realize and just accept that there is life outside of England, outside of Europe, as it relates to football. I think nowadays you're starting to see players do what works for them, what makes them happy. Potentially, I should say, from an outsider looking on, it would suggest that they're going with what matters to them most, which I'm assuming is their personal well-being, their mental well-being. So as it relates to DC United and Ravel. The headlines, probably don't let the headline rub you up the wrong way. I think there is some positives in there for Ravel, especially the last paragraph there. So I'm going to give this one a quick little spin for you guys before we continue looking at Ravel's decision. And I'm going to be sharing with you guys why I think it makes sense for Mr. Morrison. So the headline reads for itself. It says, Wayne Rooney cuts Manchester United teammate Ravel Morrison from his DC United roster. And you probably, if you allow new media, not new media, traditional media, I should say, to get into your head, or any media of any sort, then you're probably straight away thinking of something negative as it relates to the headline and Morrison, because I feel like people have grown into a habit of always trying to attach negativity to his name. And I think this article that I managed to seek and find out, and I want to share it with you guys, because actually I think it might allow you guys to think differently when you think of how he departed DC United. All right, so this one here says what happened. I'm going to go ahead and give that a read for you. It says, just 2 days before the start of the Major League Soccer season. For context, this one was written on the 26th of February, 2023. So again, it says, just 2 days before the start of the Major League Soccer season, it was reported that DC United manager Wayne Rooney has axed midfielder Ravel Morrison from his squad. The pair were once teammates at Manchester United, where Morrison was tipped for big things, but the Jamaica international has struggled to make a serious impact at any of the clubs he's played for. Signed by DC in July, it was hoped that things would be different over in the States, but after 14 appearances and 2 assists, it seems like the former United youngster is on his way out. And this is what was said by Wayne Rooney, and I think he kept it professional, which I can appreciate as it relates to our countrymen. And again, it's just a reminder of not to buy into everything that's fed to you by the media, because I think when people hear that Ravel is on the move from another club, automatically they link it to behavior. They're like, okay, he's not behaving himself and blah blah blah. It's always something negative. But I think, I don't know Ravel Morrison. I don't know what happened in terms of the internal affairs when he was at DC United. But I am, however, choosing to go what's in front of me and choosing to work with what Wayne Rooney said when he was quizzed on his decision to basically axe Ravel Morrison whilst he was playing in the MLS. And the quote there from his former manager, Wayne Rooney, it says, I felt with players we were bringing in and different things you need to look at in terms of the budget, international slots, etc. It was more important I got players in for different options. And that is pretty much straightforward, a reasonable reason to potentially as nasty as it may sound, axe a player. I think one manager that I've spoken about on my last live stream, maybe not the last live stream, but live stream before, is Mikel Arteta. And quite similar to what Wayne Rooney is saying here, in the idea with these new modern managers, again, Mikel Arteta in mind, is he tends to sign players who are versatile, right? So I think that's something that Wayne Rooney is touching on here. And he continued by saying, which we felt were more important to me, Wayne Rooney said when quizzed on Morrison. And I think this bit is the most important bit from this particular article here taken from gold.com. It says, according to reports, Morrison won't be on the MLS roster this season and is therefore ineligible to play, although he remains on the payroll and can continue to train. And I thought that is where the positive lies. Again, this is why I say sometimes, you got to take these headlines with a pinch of salt, because I think for the most part, if you guys want to be honest with yourself, when you heard about Ravel no longer playing for DC United, and since his departure from DC United, this is the first time that he's managed to nail down a club. But in fairness to him, we can see over the last year, he has been training here and there, in particularly, funny enough, in Dubai. So clearly he's found some sense of solace in Dubai, because that's now going to be his new home, whether it's temporary or long term. It remains to be seen. But I do think this last bit there of the article is definitely important. It says that, basically, in a sense, although he was omitted from the team roster, he remained on the payroll and continued to train. And I think that does tell you something positive there about Ravel Morrison, because if he was a bad apple or a rotten apple, from the club perspective, surely it would have been easier to just pay him off and just tell him, okay, we don't want you around our players, out of sight, out of mind. But interestingly enough, they chose to keep him around, as it says there in the final paragraph that you guys are looking at in that particular report there from gold.com, that they kept him on their payroll and he continued to train with the team as well. So clearly he's not a rotten apple, as some people would like us to believe. Again, I'm only going with the article and what Wayne Rooney said when questioned about Ravel. I think if anyone knows Wayne Rooney in terms of managers, if anyone knows Ravel Morrison in terms of managers, surely Wayne Rooney's going to be one of those managers that you can trust in terms of their his opinion of the player. And you can see here, for context, this is his new club again, Precision FC. He was without a club formerly, previously. And this is the date there that we're looking at for DC United does say January 1st, 2024, although the article there from gold.com was actually written in February 2023. So I'm assuming that is when they made the decision that he wouldn't be part of the roster. But more importantly, although he wasn't part of their MLS roster, he was still on their payroll and he continued to train with them. So I think this is why over on transfer market, to avoid any potential confusion, that could be when he actually potentially came off their payroll and was no longer training with the team or around the team. And I thought that was some good information there to share with you guys as it relates to Ravel Morrison, because I did see a couple of the headlines today and I was rolling my eyes because I was just thinking it's just the same old nonsense that they're feeding us. Of course, they touched on the fact that he was a wonder kid and ex-Manchester United, blah blah blah, and framing this move as a shock move. And I don't really think that it's a shocking move, because as I've said on previous live streams, I think we should not necessarily brace ourselves, but accept the norm of players, young players or players from varied demographics in relation to age, saying goodbye to Europe or saying goodbye to life in England, be it the Championship, League One, or the Premier League. I think nowadays you can definitely see evidence of players going with what works best for them, with their mental health being center of their decision making. Now, when I look at his new club there in the UAE, some of the things that I picked up on, which I do like, I'm gonna come off of this screen here in front of me, because I'm not trying to get myself no copyright. So I'm gonna come off it, and I'm not really sure where I'm gonna go, but I'm gonna try and find a different article for us to focus on. Bear with me, guys. Where should I go? Where should I go? Okay, I guess I could go on to another article there. Funny enough, Wayne Rooney himself didn't last long at DC United. So let's go ahead and bring that up before I continue to talk about Ravel and his new club. So yes, he did park Morrison to the side. He already gave his reason for doing so. Think he wanted to sign players with a different type of ability, players who to him were able to play in a different position. Maybe he thought that would have been the winning formula, but unfortunately for him, clearly the evidence speaks for itself, because it probably didn't make much of a difference for him in the long run, because the headline reads for itself. It says Wayne Rooney leaves DC United after failing to reach MLS playoffs. So I'm going to keep that one on there for the time being, and then sidestep back over to Ravel's new club in the UAE. A few things I've already shared with you guys in terms of the positivity there. Already sealed promotion, so they've gone from where they started off in the third division. They're now in the second division. Clearly, they do have high expectations for themselves. A few of the things that I like from an outsider looking on in terms of the makeup of the team, I do like the diversity that I can see. It does appear to be a diverse squad, and as I've always said on my live stream, for me representation is key, because I think when you have a diverse squad and you're coming from a background that is typically underrepresented in football, naturally the environment becomes more welcoming for the players. And with this new squad, this new team that Ravel's linked up with, clearly just by looking at them, they are a diverse team of players from varied demographics. So I don't think Ravel will have any issues as it relates to settling in and finding his own comfort. He's already been in Dubai before. He's been in Dubai, I'm sure, from what I could see, for in and out of Dubai for, let's say, a year and counting. So clearly Dubai works for him. And that's why I said to you guys at the start of the live stream, I'm trying to like make sense of the move there to the UAE. And I think on the surface of things, it does make sense. You got Dubai on his doorstep. As I've said, he's quite familiar to Dubai. Haven't been training in Dubai, in and out of Dubai for the best part of, I think it's coming up to a year now or something of that ilk. And I do think that it's a purposeful move for him. I think he's again, I don't know him, but considering that he spent a lot of his time in the last year in Dubai, clearly he has probably found some form of cultural acceptance, and the weather, I think, probably plays a massive part in him deciding that he wants to play in the UAE. And that definitely means something when you're thinking of mental health and just how important it is to take care of your mental well-being. I don't know about you guys, but here in England, we have what we call seasonal depression, and that I think can affect anyone, whether you're just a normal person like myself or whether you're rich and famous. I definitely think seasonal depression is a thing. I'm not saying that Ravels has experience or chose to not stay in England because he doesn't want to experience seasonal depression. I'm just trying to make sense of his move and say, for one plus that you could potentially look at is what Dubai has to offer, what the UAE has to offer, and what staying in Europe doesn't have to offer, or what staying in England doesn't have to offer. And like I said, it's probably coming down to things that we probably take for granted. So your cultural acceptance, being around a diverse crop of players from varied demographics, the weather as well. You guys know how important it is to soak up the sun as it relates to stabilizing your well-being. I was talking to a few friends some weeks back, and even they admitted that they just need to get out of the country because they're already experiencing seasonal depression. And it's so funny because they actually were on holiday in Jamaica not too long ago, maybe 2 months ago, if that. So it was interesting hearing that even though their body has been re-energized, they just can't take the cold weather, can't function within the cold weather. And one way to find them to make themselves happy is to just leave the country, be it temporarily or permanently. And I think it's the same for footballers. We hear it's not uncommon. We've seen footballers. I think one footballer that I can think of in terms of not necessarily about his well-being, but definitely about how the weather, the English weather, basically he wasn't keen on the English weather, and that probably didn't help to get the best out of him, because I think he struggled. I think, that player that I'm referring to, sorry, Manchester United fans, but Angel Di Maria definitely at one point touched on his struggles and saying, yeah, part of his struggles is the UK weather and of course the language barrier as well. I think another player that probably has struggled with the English weather, although I don't follow him extensively, is Darwin Núñez. I think he's a player as well that's probably struggling to find form, and you can probably look at that and say, well, he's probably just not used to the English weather. And weather in Liverpool and Manchester is much colder than it is down here in London. I've experienced it. I lasted less than a day, half a day, not even half a day, and I had to just take myself back to London because I couldn't cope. It was just too cold for my liking. And that's saying something for someone who's lived in the UK for over 2 decades, the fact that I can't cope after so many years. I imagine when you get other players, regardless if you're rich and famous, regardless if you're one of the best in the game, if you don't like the weather, and the weather has done a knock-on effect on your game and what you bring to the field as the games bring to the field of play as the games come by, then surely you're going to be looking at an exit route and say to yourself, you know what, I don't want to be here no more. Of course, Ravel with his experience, he's an experienced player, played for a string of clubs across a variety of leagues, and so he is, for what it's worth, I think he could have signed for a club in England or in Europe. I think the way that Ravel Morrison is discussed is largely exaggerated. I don't know him on a personal level, but I think for what we know of footballers and some of the scumbags that's out there, I definitely believe that some of what is portrayed in the media on Ravel Morrison is exaggerated. Again, I don't know him, but we do see some players out there, be it past players or current players, and you're looking and you're side-eyeing them and thinking, well, how is this one still playing for that club, and so on. So yes, of course, for you guys there in the comment section, you're probably saying to yourself, he could have stayed in England, could have stayed in Europe, and I understand that. He probably would have had better option in terms of playing for more recognizable clubs. Perhaps he could have been on better pay in terms of the competitive prowess. It probably would have been taken up several notches, right? No disrespect to the UAE. And of course, he is familiar to England and Europe. He's played for a string of clubs. I think he's played for like in somewhat 7 different countries, England, Wales, Sweden, Netherlands, Italy, Mexico, the USA, and now UAE. So that's like 8 different countries that he's tested the water in. So if that don't tell you nothing about his character, clearly he's resilient, clearly he backs himself, and he's not a coward. He's not afraid to step out of his comfort zone. And you do have to respect that as a person. I know for some people, the ordinary person probably find it difficult to move from one city to another. Here you have a player that's now about to play in his 8 different countries, and they're nothing compared to the countries that he's played in. Only he can answer the question pertaining to why he's decided to play in the UAE. But I don't think it's as shocking as the mainstream media making it out to be. I kind of feel like they're being a little bit nasty in some sense, not really thinking things through, just trying to just write a story for argument's sake. But yeah, I think it definitely makes sense. I'm looking at this from a mental health perspective, and we've seen players currently, young players of similar age range to to Ravel make similar decisions in terms of leaving England and the Premier League behind. Of course, you've seen one of our own, Demarai Gray, make similar decisions, left the Premier League, went to Germany, then came back. He played in the Bundesliga for Leverkusen, came back to the Premier League, and now he's gone over to Saudi in the Saudi League, Saudi Pro League, if I'm not mistaken. So it's not uncommon, and even for players that Ravel Morrison has played with, they're no longer playing in the Premier League. They've also testing the waters elsewhere as it relates to, I'm assuming, breaking away from the drama that comes with playing in arguably the best league in the world, the criticism that you're under because you're playing in the best league in the world for the best clubs in the world. That's an immense amount of pressure. You have to ask yourself, is it truly worth it? If it means that my mental well-being is going to be not, do I really need to be here, or could I just choose to be somewhere else? And it's not the easy option, going to a club, going to another country where perhaps they don't, say like a Mexico, where Mexico, they clearly don't speak his mother, he clearly don't speak their mother tongue, I should say. Or when he's in Italy, clearly Italian isn't his mother tongue, but he's still testing his water and seeing where he goes with things. And this, by my counts, is his 8th different country that he has played in, I should say. So again, I'm looking at this from a positive perspective, with mental health in mind, and trying to connect the dots in terms of why he decided to make this decision. And for me, as I've said on so many different live streams, go where you're wanted. Definitely go where you're wanted. Go where you're happy, or as happy as you can be. There's no point staying in leagues because they're more respectable or more notable, or because people are going to pat you on the back. You always have to put yourself first and do what is best for you. Demarai Gray has done it. Another player who has made similar decision, if I could bring something up with you guys, someone who's familiar to you all, and I have to rate it. I really do rate the decision. I know when he made the decision, a couple of people looked at him and thought, why is he doing that? But why not? Why not? And that player is a former teammate of Ravel Morrison, Jesse Lingard. There, he plays in South Korea, and we all know about Jesse Lingard. He's been quite open as it relates to his own mental well-being, and perhaps this is probably one of the reasons why he said, to hell with England, to hell with Europe, I'm going somewhere else where I'm going to be getting paid, I can still play my football, I can embrace a different culture. I saw this post over on X, formerly known as Twitter, several weeks ago. It was posted on September 17th, and it really caught my eye because it says this feeling, and it's got the laughing emoji with the dancing emoji. And we all know that one thing about Jesse Lingard, he likes to dance, he loves to dance. I hope you guys can see this, by the way. Yes, you can. And another thing that really caught my eye with this particular post from Jesse Lingard is where he said, back on X, Korea is amazing, enjoying my football and in a happy place. And that made me smile. It made me smile for more reasons than one. I'm not a Jesse Lingard fan. I mean, the man treated my stadium like a dance floor, so I'm definitely not a Jesse Lingard fan, but I am a fan of him first and foremost as a human being. I don't care what he's like as a footballer. I'm a fan of his as a human being. And we all know that Jesse Lingard, like so many of our black footballers, and I would add emphasis to black footballers because I think it's encouraging when you see them come out, the likes of your Dele Alli, your Danny Rose, I think Richarlison as well, our very own Mikel Antonio, have been quite expressive and open as it relates to their mental well-being. And Jesse Lingard is none of the same. And again, I think this is part of the reason why he decided to leave Europe and England behind. Let's be honest, if he wanted to stay in England, he could have. It's Jesse Lingard, for goodness sake. He could have stayed in England if he wanted to. I think maybe the turmoil of how things turned, how things ended with his time at his boyhood club, Manchester United, probably, I'm not going to blame Manchester United for him turning his back on England, but perhaps that probably played into his decision making. One thing that really stood out to me when he when I came across this post there from Lingard. Again, I'll read it to you guys some weeks ago. This feeling, dancing emoji, back on X. Korea is amazing, enjoying my football and in a happy place. It reminded me of an article, of an interview he did a while back. I think it's well over a year now, and I'll share this interview with you guys. I won't go into it in great detail because it probably matters not to you guys, but for context, helping you guys to understand why I don't know what that was, helping you guys to understand why a new Ravel Morrison going to the UAE probably isn't that big of a deal for me. Do what makes you happy. Do what gives you comfort. Your mental health comes first. I'm not saying that Ravel Morrison mental health is in tatters. So don't go away and say that I said that, because I didn't. So there's some article here in front of you guys. You should be able to read it. I'll go ahead and read it for you. It says, former Manchester United star Jesse Lingard opens up on alcohol use, depression, and poor form. I won't read the whole thing. I'll just scratch the surface of what he said. He said, it says here, former Manchester United star Jesse Lingard has opened up on his struggles with depression and told of how he turned to alcohol when his performances on the pitch dropped. And I think he went into talking about his mom, if I'm not mistaken, from that particular article. It says here, when asked by host Stephen Bartlett, the footballer admitted he believed that he himself had been the root of cause of his mother's depression. That's quite tough for any child to believe and to carry. I'm not sure how long he carried that, but as I said, I won't read too much of the article. I will read the bits that's highlighted there in front of you guys. Jesse Lingard, adding to the above, said, she'll be in bed all day. I'll go in and ask for money for ice cream and she'll still be in bed. She would drop me off at school at 8 o'clock and sleep until 3 o'clock when she picks me up. That's how bad it was. We were really going through it. It was a situation that overshadowed much of his life. His mother, Kirsty, was admitted to hospital for treatment in 2019, leaving Lingard to care for his younger siblings. The added pressure in his personal life began to affect him on the pitch. No surprise. This with some Manchester United supporters turning on him after a run of poor performances. So yeah, again, this is why it made me smile there when I was over on X and I saw Lingard's post where he spoke about enjoying life, loving his football in South Korea. Long may it continue for him, and I'm trusting that the same will be made for Ravel Morrison. For those of you who probably disagree with the move to the UAE, I think you got to hold fire. It's not about you. You might not want to move to the UAE, but you're not Ravel Morrison. He's already tested the waters elsewhere. By my counting, this is his 8th different country that he would have played in. As I said, England, Wales, Italy, Sweden, the Netherlands, USA, Mexico, and now the UAE. So you can't call him a coward. You can't call him running away from competition, because he's done what a lot of you wouldn't do if you were in his position. You probably stay put and allow yourselves to be mistreated, or for the sake of saying that you're playing in the most recognizable club in the world, or recognizable teams in the world, or recognizable leagues in the world. As I said, I can't speak for Ravel. I can only try to put myself in his position and ask myself, why would a player of the caliber, the quality of Ravel Morrison decide to go to the UAE? It's not as if he can't sign for a club that is, or sign for a league that is more notable or more recognizable. I'm pretty sure that he can. We have some foul players out there, and when you look at them and you compare what they have allegedly done, and you compare them to what Morrison has allegedly done, I think I can speak for all of us, and I would say I pretty much know who I would rather walk home with late at night. When you compare compare him to other players. So this whole bad boy image that the media has been leaning on with for the best part of 10 years, and they've definitely done so with regards to this new announcement there. I think you definitely have to look at things within context. When you look at Morrison there, and I don't want to do what they've done, but again, for context in regards to the famous picture that always gets overused, and again, I'm using this for a context. There we know about Jesse Lingard there playing his football elsewhere, far away from the UK. Another teammate there. Just allow me to do something on screen for you guys before I continue with my conversation. Bear with me. Bear with me, bear with me, bear with me. Oh, what am I doing? Okay, it's not gonna work. It never does when I'm trying to do something special for you guys. So yeah, this I think this is as iconic of an image as it gets when it comes to Jesse Lingard. There with I think this was the Youth FA Cup. Not sure what year it was, but you guys definitely recognize the guys on screen. You got Jesse Lingard in the middle, you've got Pogba, and you have Ravel Morrison as well. And it's so funny how lives can take you in different pathways, doesn't it? Because I think if you ask Manchester United fans if they could imagine where these three players would be in terms of the here and the now, and the legendary status that they could potentially create for themselves for the Red Devils, I don't think any of them would tell you what we now know of these players. As I said, we've got Jesse Lingard sounding like a broken arrow, broken record here. He's now playing his football in South Korea. I don't think that's something that can be mocked clearly from an outsider looking on. The young man seems to be in good health where his mental well-being is concerned. Paul Pogba, probably the saddest outcome, and this is why I say it's so weird how your life can take you in multiple different pathways. We have, before I get onto Paul Pogba, we have our very own Ravel, who has played for a host of different clubs, various different leagues, now playing in the UAE. But maybe I'll allow you guys to make your mind up on this. When you talk about the biggest disappointment that you can think of is right in the center of the screens. Looking at you guys when you think of where he is now. Of course, World Cup winner. So it's not a overall disappointment, but you would have liked to see him win more accolades. And most certainly, if things end the way they do for Paul Pogba and he's not able to bow out the way that he would like to bow out, then I think of the trio, that's probably arguably the biggest disappointment, right? And I'm sure you guys are aware of this story that broke there as it relates to Paul Pogba. I'll read the parts of the headline there for you guys. He did an interview recently, I think. Yeah, this was just a couple of months ago, and he basically touched on his 4-year ban. And basically what he was saying is that Paul Pogba is not finished, right? And he said the Juventus midfielder vows to fight for injustice of his 4-year doping ban. And he also rules out retirement of the meeting up with the France squad at the Euro 2024. Since we're talking about France, one player that's announced their international retirement, I think I saw it today, is Antoine Griezmann. So he has hung up his boots where the French international team is concerned. So yeah, Paul Pogba there. Paul Pogba insisted he is not finished with the Juventus midfielder, vowing to keep in fight. I think it should say to keep fighting the injustice that landed him a 4-year ban. So yeah, your career can take you in multiple different My apologies there, guys. Someone is fighting against us, but I'm gonna go ahead and bring that up on screen once more for you all if I can find it. I quite like that picture there of the trio, so I'm actually gonna bring it back up. I like that picture of Lingard, Ravel, and Pogba. I'm gonna try and see if I can find it first and foremost. I don't think I can. That's a bit disappointing. I think I know what I need to do. Hold on. What article was we were looking at an article, right? Ah, okay. Yeah, let's go ahead and bring that picture up back on screen for you guys. So again, guys, I'm just trying to make sense out of today's announcement. And I think I've probably been as accurate as I can be, but realistically speaking, the only one who can answer your questions in terms of why the UAE is the big man himself, Ravel Morrison, because we can't speak for him, obviously. I'm trying my very best to bring that picture up back on screen for you guys, but for some reason, I can see it on my screen, but it's just not coming up for you guys. I'm going to do something else. I'm going to try a different way to bring it up because, like I said, I do like the picture, so I want to bring it up again for you guys as I continue with my conversation. Do go ahead. I'm so determined, Conrad. I can see you laughing at me. Yeah, I'm determined to bring it back up. Why not? Okay, let me turn my attention to the comments section. Also, Precision FC, I noticed that they have a women's team, which I do like. Big up yourself, Precision FC. I like that. You're thinking of the men and the women equality. That's what we like to see. So many people dream of playing and he spent his life. I don't want him. I think you gotta hold your horses there, Calvin. Obviously, I'm not gonna bring up your first comment for clear reasons, but I wouldn't be so quick to judge because we don't know him, we don't know the life he's lived. And it's so funny how a lot of players who are playing in these respected leagues that you're referring to, I know you probably want him to play in your Premier League, you want him to play in the English Championship, and for example, but a lot of players who play in said leagues are struggling with their mental well-being. A lot of them will probably tell you in hindsight when they hang up their boots, was it worth it? Should they have tested the water and go somewhere else where there is less noise, where the fans aren't hassling them with every game that comes? Where the fans aren't being abusive to them and their family with every game that comes, they probably look in hindsight and say, you know what, I probably should have gone somewhere else, irrespective of the money, irrespective of the league and who I was playing for. And as I've said on my live streams some nights back or some weeks back, this is probably going to be your norm with players, young players saying, you know what, no thank you to England. I don't think it will be overly become an over a common norm, but I do think that I would not be surprised if I see young players or players, as I said, from varied age groups saying that, you know, they've had enough of England and they want to go somewhere else for peace of mind. But pick up yourself there, Calvin, in the comments section. I'm happy for him. Found a new club, says Lee. Pick up yourself, Conrad. Rav, the top shutter is back. It's a good deal for him and the club. Yeah, I do think that it's a good club for him. It's a good option for him, good space for him. I'm assuming mentally that is. We don't want Ravel in the squad, obviously. Don't want the midfield to improve. Oh my God, I read your comment. I'm so sorry. I misread your comment. Let me read what you actually said. Owen says, who don't want Ravel in the squad? Obviously don't want the midfield to improve. Sorry, Owen. I misread your comment. It was never on purpose. Calvin is saying Ravel's never pulled the trees playing for Jamaica. You can move up in the leagues, more money. Yeah, and you know, as I said, for those of you who are probably just tuning in, like Precision FC, they started off in the third division and they've won promotion. Within a year, they won promotion. They're now in the second division. I think they have, like, in terms of their pyramid, they have two more leagues above them. So you have at the top, you've got the Pro League. Just below that, you have the first division, and just below the first division, you have the second division, which is where Ravel and Precision FC are currently playing. So yes, he could move up. He could seal potentially 2 additional promotion there with his new club. And if Dubai is the place for him, if the UAE is the place for him, then I would say make the most of it. If I am Ravel, I'm thinking about business. I'm thinking, how can I enhance this opportunity? I will be looking to bring a taste of Jamaica to the UAE, a taste of Jamaica to Dubai. If I'm Ravel and if I'm in Ravel Morrison position, that's what I'll be looking, because if the worst can happen, or if the worst should happen, God forbid, then he'll be needing to look at his backup plan. He'll be needing to look at his plan B and see where he goes from there. So for me, I would say to him, like, make the most of the opportunity. And in the meantime, if he isn't doing so already, go ahead and think of that inevitable plan B for when those rainy days start to come, start to pour down. If ever there is rainy days, it's good to be prepared for it for as best as you can. But I will give him credit. I'll give him credit for the fact that he has been maintaining his physical health. I don't know about his mental well-being, but in terms of his physical health, clearly, even when he was omitted with DC United, or I should say since being omitted with DC United when they were formerly under the managerial leadership of Wayne Rooney, since then he's been in and out of various training sessions, especially in Dubai. We've seen him in and around Dubai, clearly not going over there and shaking a leg. He's been taking things serious, it would appear, as it relates to keeping physically fit. So he's been doing the best that he can. Also, to reiterate, he was part of the PFA 10-week training program. And again, to echo what I've said, that the idea of that squad there, that summer squad, was to help players like your Michael Hector and your Ravel Morrison secure clubs. Michael Hector, I actually thought that he would be the first of the two to secure a club, because it doesn't take him long to find a new club. And I should think maybe in a matter of days or weeks, we will see some announcement there for Michael Hector as it relates to his next club and where he'll be playing. And I do wish him the very best of luck with that. But I do trust that with what we've seen, as it relates to Michael Hector, I don't think he'll have any problems securing his next move. It's done, that is done. Not help. The Reggae Boys. Ravel just did this for the game time and to get back into the national team. He is above this level. And I am, you know what? Sometimes I feel like me and like Owen, we do think very similar. I can't speak for him, but I do feel like you do echo a lot of what I'm either saying or I'm thinking. And it's really interesting. I do think that he, as I said to you guys, I'm going to be holding my reservation until I see the announcement of the pending Reggae Boys squad list there for the upcoming international break, because questions will be asked. In terms of player selections. That's all I'm going to say for now. But yes, I do agree with Owen there. He said Ravel just did this for the game time to get back into the national team. He is above this level. And with the greatest of respect to the UAE, not trying to slam their league, but I think they know for what it's worth, they got a superstar on their hand, right? And they got a superstar on their hands. Calvin, better than what we have in the national team, except Bobby and Casey. More money too. He loves to travel. Yeah, he does seem like he loves to travel, doesn't he? Box cover, big up yourself. True. But the players we have play for the flag. I don't really know if you can say that Ravel doesn't play for the flag. I don't know him on a personal reasons. I don't know if you can say that he doesn't play for the flag. I will say I'm not really sure where you get your information from. I don't know who your sources is, but I would say for what it's worth, take it with a pinch of salt as it relates to Ravel or any player for that matter. I don't think he's better than what we have now. He's the best player in that position over 20 years now. Tema Ravel stands out in our colors. Mental health is real. Mental health is absolutely real. I think that's something that people overlook, when they look at players. Jesse Lingard, as I said, is a perfect example of that. They're like, why are you leaving England? Why are you going to South Korea? Why this, why that? Why not? Why not? Look him up in Mexico and Honduras playing for Paul Hall. His ability is undeniable, but his attitude is terrible. I think if we're going to be saying that you don't want him to play in the national team because his attitude is terrible, I think you need to go and check the players that we have and ask yourself what their attitude is like. I think you might have to ask yourself that about a couple of our players. Not going to scapegoat no one, so I'm definitely not going to call any player by their names. But if we're talking about terrible attitude, I think we definitely need to look at our squad and ask ourselves, if Ravel Maris is Ravel the only player with a terrible attitude? I don't think that he is. I hope he enjoys his football now. Me too. One Ravel ball got back in business. We have a real shot of qualifying for the FIFA. What's that? Is that the World Cup that you're referring to? I want every player pulling in. I think you're talking about the World Cup. I'm not sure. Wayne Evans, big up yourself. I hope you are well. Good night, sir. Wow, that's a good picture. Steve McLaren calling him now. I'm gonna hold my horses. I am going to hold my horses on that. I don't know if you will, but I'm going to hold my horses. Bless up while you're at it. Sleep in peace. You will forever be. Oh yes, definitely. Yeah, I don't like news about people passing, but yes, echo big up yourself there, Gunners boss. But yes, may his soul rest in peace. We have our different views, but I've got nothing but respect. Right back at you as well, Calvin. I definitely, got a lot of respect for you guys there in the comment section. You guys are sat here for touching on an hour, listening to me speak about Ravel. I'm pretty sure you have more important things that you could be cracking on with. So I definitely do have a lot of respect for you guys. We never have to agree on everything or on anything for that matter, but the respect definitely has to definitely have to remain. Big up and the chat. DNA football, big up yourself. Yes, the man them who signed him know what they're getting. They're getting a real deal, big deal. You bring the luck just as you talking about him the other night. The Lord is back. Yeah, I made an assumption, and how I actually gathered that assumption was I was looking at the players there from that PFA squad, and I was thinking to myself at the time, I think I counted about 5 different players who have gone to sign for a couple clubs, Bromley being one of them, Exeter, Plymouth Argyle. There's a couple other players, Hibs in Scotland, couple players signing for leagues all over the place, and I thought to myself, surely it will not be much longer until Ravel and Michael Hector do the same. I actually thought, as I said before, that Michael Hector would be the first of the two to sign for a club. Still waiting on some announcement there as it relates to Michael Hector. Let's go and see if anything has changed with Michael Hector. And also Andre Gray as well. Andre Gray wasn't part of the PFA squad, but a bit like his 2 teammates there, he's out of a club. It still says that Michael Hector is a free agent. Let's see what it says about Andre Gray. I think he's still a free agent. Let's see. Yeah, he's still a free agent as well there, guys. But I trust that if he's not deciding to hang up his boots, who knows? Wouldn't be surprised if he did make that decision. Maybe he's reached that point in his career. That's Andre Gray, by the way, might easily have reached that point in his career where he wants to spend time with his family, and his missus as well. So maybe he has a plan B in mind. Who knows? But saying that, I would not be surprised if we hear some news in the coming days or weeks as it relates to Michael Hector and Andre Gray finding new clubs of their own. So I don't know if you guys have anything in the comment section, any questions in the comment section for myself. Do you fire away? I've pretty much given you guys all that I want to share with you. So let me know if you guys have anything in the comment section that you want us to discuss, and I'll go ahead and do exactly that. I've just got past 1 a.m. So it is another late live stream for myself. So let me know if you guys have anything else to discuss, and I'll be more than happy to sit here and speak with you all. Yes, I know his name, but as I said, Gunner's boss, I don't like talking about people who have passed on. I don't like talking about like death and funerals. A little bit traumatizing for me at the moment. So that is the reason why highlighted your comments and say yes, rest in peace. But I don't particularly like speaking about death. That's not to say you guys should not say rest in peace to whoever in the comment section. As traumatizing as it is for me, I can deal with it. But yeah, I don't really like speaking about it, but I can deal with it. What's my thoughts on Arsenal so far this season? Don't think we're going to win the league still. I think we're scraping by. But hopefully I'm wrong. But you know what? How long can we scrape by until someone clip our wings? That's really how I'm feeling about us at the moment. I think we're definitely screaming out for a center forward. Bit unfortunate that our captain is on the sidelines at the moment, but we should have had adequate cover. I know we have Wanyeri coming into the team, slowly accumulating minutes here and there, and he does look like a fabulous player. But I think there's something about Arsenal at the moment that I'm not entirely convinced about. I don't think we're going to win the league. I can't see us winning it. I hope to be proven wrong, but I just don't think we're going to be winning the league. And last weekend's game, was it Sunday or Saturday that we played? I think we played on Saturday. That was squeaky bum time for us, and it shouldn't have to be like that, should not have to be like that. Glad that Jamie Vardy didn't bust our net, because it's so typical of him. So typical of him to score against Arsenal, a bit like your Didier Dropper, but he was definitely handled. Saliba dealt with him. I'm just being honest. I can't sit here and lie and say, yeah, we're going to win the league. I'm just being honest. All right, that brings me on to my next topic of conversation. So the Small Axe podcast that I have created for you all, I just need some guidance with you all and what you guys actually want. You guys said you wanted Premier League content. So that is the reason why I'm reluctant to talk about Premier League content here on Talawa TV, Small Axe TV, talk away when it comes to Premier League content. But I need you guys to guide me on what type of content you guys want. And also, are you going to be supporting said content? Okay, so don't say to me, go ahead and create this and let me go off and work my ass off and you guys don't support it, right? So let me know. I've got some time to spend with you guys, spend a little while longer with you guys. Let me know in the comment section what type of content you guys want. I know you guys said you want Premier League football. That's what you guys have asked for. But I look across the landscape and there is plenty of content creators out there creating Premier League content. Please do go ahead and subscribe to the podcast. Do go ahead and subscribe. It's right there in front of you all. It says, I hope Sterling be a big asset to them. I mean, yes, one of our road, a compatriot. Yes, I was thinking of that. You said you want it to be diverse. So I need to actually make sure that it is different to what you guys get over on Talawa TV, because what is the point of having two channels that produce the same exact content? I don't really think I need to be doing that. So yeah, I need to figure out how to give you guys something that is worth your time. That is what I need to figure out at the moment. Because I know, as I said, I know some of you voted and said you wanted Premier League content, but really don't want to have to go through the hassle of giving you guys Premier League content and you don't show up. So thank you. I could do something. I'm not going to do it right away, like right now. I could do something this week. But as I said, I'm not really a fan of just creating content for content's sake, which is why I'm asking you guys for some direction. Gunner's boss is saying he wants all sports content, make it diverse. I do have an idea in mind. Yeah, I have an idea in mind, but I'm a little bit cautious. I feel like you guys are telling me to do something, but you're not going to support it, guys. I do have to be honest with you. I do have to be honest with you all. I feel like you're telling me to do something, but you're not going to support it. And I'll be really disappointed if that's the case. That's how I am feeling right now. I feel like you guys are going to encourage me to do this bit of content, which has already cost me money. Already had to put money into the project in terms of paying for logos. And yes, I've already paid for logos. I've paid for assets. So it's already cost me money, and nothing has like been done yet for you all. So yeah, if you guys are encouraging me to go ahead and start up this content, start up this channel for you all, do support it. Go ahead. If you've not hit the subscribe button as of yet, what are you waiting on? Do go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Conrad, I'm calling you guys out. Team Aggressive, DNA Football, if you guys are still listening. Calvin, Owen, if you box cover, if you guys are still listening, then Lee as well. Do tell me what you guys want me to do with the channel. Gunner's boss, I don't know if I've said it already, but thank you for hitting the subscribe button. I definitely appreciate it. Not really sure what else to discuss with you guys. I think that might be it, guys. Unless you guys have something else in mind, I think that might be it. Let's go ahead and see something actually. Let's go ahead and see something. Oh wow, it's actually coming up quite quick. Oh wow. I'll share my screen with you guys then. That's actually so next week. So the boys are gonna be playing next week then, right? Let me go ahead and look at something. Hold on, guys. Bear with me. So it says here that there will be a press conference on Friday, October the 4th, 2024, at the Jamaica Football Federation to announce the squad for the October window of the CONCACAF Nations League game at 11 a.m. The fixtures in this window will be played on October 10th and October 14th. We look forward to your punctuality. Yeah, so ignore the dates there. If you're in Jamaica and if you're in the United States, do ignore the dates. The dates that you guys should bear in mind is that Thursday the 10th and Tuesday the 14th. Obviously, my time is based off my current location. So we've got 2 games coming up there. Nicaragua and also Honduras for the October fixtures. Bring on your friend from Miami to do an NFL selection too. You have my support. You're going to put it in audio format on. I think he was in Miami. I don't think well, not to, I need to double check. I don't think he lives in Miami. You're talking about the Miami Go Time Dolphins podcast, aren't you? Yeah, I think he'll be up for that. He's a Man United fan, by the way, but I think he'll be up for that. Ravel is the boss. Yeah, he is Backstreet Jamaica. But then again, as I said, Gunner's boss, my knowledge on the NFL is on the floor. So and Kadeem is who you're referring to. He already has his own podcast, um, which is why I encourage you to go ahead and subscribe to it. What I don't want to do is just start something and then let it be one episode and I don't pick it up again, right? But thank you for your support, Gunner's boss. At least I know I'll have one person over there watching the live stream when it is back up and running again. But as I said to you guys, money has already been injected into the project. So at the very least, something will get done, right? Because I can't let that money go to waste. So something definitely will get done. So if you guys haven't already subscribed to the channel, please do go ahead and do exactly that. And you guys go ahead and throw some questions at me. As I said, I've got a couple, I've got a little while longer with you all, so don't be afraid to throw some questions at me. I've already discussed Ravel for, let's call it an hour. So go ahead and throw some questions at me. If not, I will probably be closing off on tonight's live stream in a matter of minutes if you guys have nothing else that you want us to discuss. I'm not sure if football is being played. I feel like football is being played. Is the JPL being played, guys? Maybe there's some Jamaica Premier League football on. Is there Jamaica football? Is there Premier League football on, guys? I think some football is about to be get started, you know. Portmore versus Tivoli Gardens. I think that one is gonna start in about 11 minutes time. So if you're bored and you want to watch some football, you got some Jamaica Premier League football to dive into. Don't ask me how to watch it because I myself don't have no access to that. I'm assuming it's the usual suspects, Sportsmax. Don't quote me on that. I don't know if that's correct. Sportsmax really should start showing these Sportsmax. Let's see if Sportsmax have it, are showing it. I'm pretty sure they show games every now and then, right, guys? Or maybe I'm mistaken. I'm sure Sportsmax shows games every now and then, or maybe it's when things get towards the end. Maybe it's finals. Maybe they only show you the finals. I think that's something they need to start doing though. Start showing the games. Maybe not every single game, but a couple games here and there on their YouTube channel. I can't see uh, I can't see any matches up on Sports Max. Can't see no matches up on Sports Max, guys. Definitely nothing lined up to go live in the next 10 minutes. I don't know how to tell you guys to I don't know how to tell you guys to go and watch that one. I don't know how to tell you to watch that one. Hmm, not sure what to tell you guys. I'm not sure what to tell you guys. Don't think I can help you. I don't okay, I don't have access to it. Unfortunately, I do not have access to it. Gunner's boss there in terms of if you guys want to watch that match that's kicking off in a matter of say call it 9 minutes time. I think I said Tivoli and Portmore, but let me go back and check that before I mislead you guys. I'm sure it was Tivoli and Portmore, but let me go ahead and check. Yeah, Portmore and Tivoli Gardens. That one's kicking off in about 8 minutes time. And Gunner's boss says you can watch it on Military Guna TV, maybe. All right. So don't hold us to that. You can probably go over and tune into Military Guna. And you guys are extremely quiet. It's only me and Gunner's boss speaking at the moment. Not that I mind. Not that I mind. I think what I'll do, I'll give you guys maybe 8 more minutes so that you guys can just segue and go over to Military Gooner's channel. I don't even know if he's going to be going live. Let me check for you to see if he's going live. Let me check. I can't see nothing lined up on his channel. I can't see nothing lined up on his channel. Sorry guys. Hold on. Let me just, I don't want to misinform you all. So let me double check this again. Yeah, I can't, unless my eyes are fooling me. I don't know, he might spring something out the blue, but I can't see that he has a live stream lined up for tonight's Jamaica Premier League game. Feel free to keep an eye on his channel though, because I don't know, maybe he might pull something out the hat, but I can't see nothing lined up on Military Gooner's channel. So looks like you're getting what the duck got, guys, a bit like myself, but that's okay. I've got another, like, let's call it 7 more minutes with you guys, and then I'm going to close off on the live stream. If you're out and about, I don't think I've said this yet. If you're out and about, I do hope that you make it home safe and unharmed. I do hope you make it safe and unharmed. I'm looking forward to the announcement, the squad announcement there, where the reggae boys are concerned, I should say. I'm watching NFL Monday Night Football, 2 games on. Who's playing? Not that it matters to me. I don't even know why I'm asking you who's playing. Like, I understand. Oh, you got Dolphins. Miami Dolphins are playing against the Titans. Lions playing against the Seahawks. You got one. My Dolphins, they're in the second quarter, and the Lions and the Seahawks are in the first quarter. A Q&A. Let me know if you guys want me to do another Q&A at some point. I did do a Q&A. I think it was either last week or the week before. But I did that one in my members channel because I want my Q&A to be an opportunity where we can be a little bit personal with each other. Obviously, I can't do that on a live stream that every and anyone can gain access to for obvious reasons. Right, I got another 5 more minutes with you guys, and then I'm going to close off. APL need to get a TV deal done locally and internationally so people abroad and the diaspora can watch the game for free. For a fee. I'm about to say, you said free, never gonna happen. Yeah, they should. They definitely should. If you want the league to grow in appetite, then yes, they 100% should be doing that. 100% should be doing that. I doubt that it will happen though. But yeah, you're right. They should. Right, guys, I got 4 more minutes of you, and then I'm going to close off on my live stream. All right. Well, I forget my manners. Thank you to those of you who have stayed with me for what is this? Almost 1 hour and 30 minutes. Definitely appreciate you guys and your support. I might be doing a live stream tomorrow. All depends. To be honest with you, I didn't plan on doing a live stream tonight, but with the Ravel Morrison news, I kind of figured, why not? Let's go ahead and give you guys your update, since we were talking about him some 2 nights ago. Searching for something, guys. Sorry about the fact that I'm being a little bit quiet. Gunner's boss, it seems like it's just me and you. Seems like everybody else seems like they're busy. Donovan, where's everyone? Seems like you're all extra quiet tonight. Yeah, and for those of you who are silently watching as well, big up yourself. I hope you're all in good health. I hope you guys in the comment section are all in good health. I think you kind of know my routine by now. When I close off, I'm going to make my way to the kitchen and go ahead and get something to eat because I've talked myself into hunger. Thanks for being here. Keep up the good work, beautiful lady. Love back, right back at you, Gunners. Awesome. Thank you for the support. Definitely appreciate you guys and your support each and every time. So, Ravel Morrison back in business, back with a club. Remember, luxury that you guys have in mind is probably not luxury to a player like Ravel Morrison for his years of experience playing for some eight clubs, 8+ clubs, or I should say 7+ clubs. I think this is his not sorry, country, not clubs. Forget what I just said. I think this is his 8th different country that he would have played football in now. So clearly he knows what's best for him. He knows what works for him. I know some of you in the comment section definitely would have liked to have seen him play for a more notable league, perhaps a more notable club. But again, only Ravel Morrison knows what's best for him. So yeah, don't see it as a surprise because I, for one, I'm not looking at it like that at all. I think, I don't know, maybe it's come a little bit too soon. But I think I'll dive into that before the week comes to an end. Let me see something. I'll see how we do for a live stream in less than 24 hours time. I'm already into my Tuesday morning. We're already into the best month of the year. It's now what? We've got 23 days until my birthday. So we're in the best month of the year, guys. All right, I'm going to be closing off, okay? Because I'm just talking to my screen now. You guys are not speaking back with me. I'm gonna check. I'm gonna check that again just to make sure that Military isn't doing a live stream. I don't want to miss. Yeah. I think if he was doing a live stream, guys, he would have gone live already because the game essentially would have just kicked off. So I think if he was going live, he would have done so already. Jamaica Premier League. Hold on. Yeah, I think I'm gonna show you guys the game that I'm referring to just to make sure that I'm not going crazy. I don't want to leave you guys in the dark, so I'm just gonna show you the game that I'm looking at. I'm also going to double check something as well. It does say today 1:30. I'm assuming today means right now. Let me just go and double check something though. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on, guys. Not really. So the 30th. So yeah, definitely. Definitely. By what I can see over on the Jamaica Premier League Instagram page, should be 2 games kicking off tonight. Because for you guys, it's September the 30th. For me, it is. Hold on. Yeah, for me, it's the 1st of October. So you guys should actually have a double header. Capitan Maroons versus Montego Bay United, Portmore United versus Tivoli Gardens. So you guys should actually have two options there. With the post there on Instagram, it does say watch the games live on the Sportsmax app and Sportsmax TV. Download the app today. So there's a way of you guys watching the game. You can watch it on the Sportsmax app. I'm not sure if you have to pay to watch it, but you can watch it on the Sportsmax app, according to the Jamaica Premier League page over on Instagram. All right, that's the best that I can do for you all. And them afraid of the woman, it looks like. If it was, them would have been all up in the comment section. Oh God. To each their own. As long as they're watching, that's all that matters to me. They don't have to comment if they don't want to, but as long as they're watching, that's all that matters. And behaving themselves. As long as they're watching and behaving themselves, you know, nothing else really matters. Think they know that you're just trying to pull their leg. But yeah, guys, so if you want to watch that match, go ahead and watch it on the Sportsmax app. Sounds like you might actually be able to watch it for free. Doesn't say that you have to pay a fee. Don't quote me on that though. Don't say that you have to pay it for free. I don't have the Sportsmax app, otherwise I would check it for you. I don't have the Sportsmax app, sorry. So yeah, that is that. That is that. Sportsmax, I mean, if you're going to show it on the app, why not just go ahead and show it on the YouTube channel as well? It's so much more easier, you know? You think that you'll have to download an app to watch a football match when you can just put it up on your YouTube channel? Sometimes we make things so difficult when it don't need to be. But big up Sportsmax anyways. They're doing what they need to do. What does this say? Says I've not downloaded the app, but looking onto it, it does say you can also, all your cricket lovers out there, says you can watch the CPL. I'm assuming that's the Caribbean Premier League. All right, guys. I'm going to have to love you and leave you, okay? Good news, Ravel Morrison is back in action. He is in the UAE for the time being. Do keep an eye on his development. If you don't want to do that, or I should say his progress, keep an eye on his progress, minutes accumulated. I'll try to do my best to give that information to you guys, okay? All right. Goddess boss, I am sorry, okay? I'm sorry. I'm gonna go now. I'm sorry before I land myself in trouble. I am going to go now, all right? If you're out and about, I do hope that you make it home safe and unharmed. If you're new to my channel, do go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Thank you so much for blessing me with a moment of your time. Until next time, take care.
I'm John Barnes, and you're watching Talawa TV with Crystal Davis.
Wait. Donovan, sir, to your home, not mine. To your home, not mine. He's definitely not coming to my home. But that's a conversation for another day. But he's definitely not coming to my home. You just had to stop me in my track there, Donovan, and I feel like he did it on purpose. It's not free. This is why they don't have it on YouTube, it seems. Really? So if you download the app, you have to pay to watch it? You sure? Are you sure about that? I'm going to take your word for it. I don't know, but nevertheless, guys, don't let that put you off. Do download the app, the Sportsmax app. the Sports Max app, that is, if you want to go ahead and watch some Jamaica Premier League football. Apparently there's a fee to pay, but yeah, if you want to support football played on home soil, why not go ahead and pay the fee and pick your club, back them, support them. I am out now. Okay, I was distracted by Donovan. Seems like he's going to be getting a guest at his house sometime soon. Conversation for another day. I'm out again. All right, take care.
I'm John Barnes, and you're watching Talawa TV with Crystal Davis.